So I'm here with Jeanderson, the Jungle Castro, and Team Beyond here in Balbriggan. He fought recently at Cage Warriors. He's fought all over Ireland. He's fought in multiple different countries. It's a pleasure to actually be here with you. How are you? And we're gonna. How was your career? And how did you start off in your career?
Um, First of all, thank you for coming down, and I really appreciate that. Man, it starts a long time ago. I started with capoeira, Brazilian martial arts. My dad is a master, and that my dad started with 15 years old, and I started when I was 9, and then I was kind of play, enjoy it, and then I just tried to get something more out of there. So and then came to my dad and said to him like, look, I want something more. I want something more excited. I want have like proper contact. And then he's like, are you sure? I was like, yeah. And then so from there I went boxing, jiu-jitsu, and the Muay Thai, and here I am now, MMA.
So you didn't just stick to the one. You went into kickboxing, Muay Thai, and
Yeah.
Jiu. So you went in all of it. And how did you find those early years? Did you know you wanted to compete and compete at the level you're competing now when you first started, or were you just doing it as something to learn to begin with?
Well, so when I started, first thing was jiu-jitsu after capoeira. I see jiu-jitsu as an amazing sport. Like in Brazil, everybody go play soccer, also jiu-jitsu, like one of the second biggest sports in my country. And when I saw it's like a small man stopping big mans, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. And I start training, and then when I start training, I said like, okay, can I compete in this? And my coach like, absolutely, you're good at. And then I start competing jiu-jitsu, and then after jiu-jitsu, I said to my coach like, what's if we do something like that? And my coach like, oh, we just do jiu-jitsu. We can't do this. So then from there, I actually found myself like because I wasn't good at soccer. I wasn't good at anything else, and just about like martial arts. And then I said like, okay, that's what I want to do. I want to go forward and see where I can go. And I fell in love, man. I haven't stopped since.
Yeah, no, everyone says once they start, whether it's jits, kickboxing, once they start martial arts, they get the bug and then they go on. So, talk me through your amateur career, your first fight, the feelings leading up to that fight, and how it felt like leading up, knowing you were going to compete, and then what it was like actually stepping into the cage. What kind of feelings, emotions did you have leading up to it?
Um, well, like the film was scared. To be honest with you, everything started in one way. Our first MMA fighter there in the gym was black belt, Paulo. He came, and then my coach introduced him to me and said, "Oh, this is John, and he's a good boxer, and this and that." And I was only small fella in the gym. And inspired him, and then he looked at me, "Why you no fighting?" And I was like, I don't know, I wanted, but my dad won't let me do it. And he's like, "I can get a fight." And when he said he can get me a fight, I says like, "I'm in." And then he's like, "Oh, but you need to sign it," and like something just say you're allowed to fight from your parents. And I was like, "No, I can't do that." So the first person came in my head was my uncle. uh, and then when I found out my first fight ever was Muay Thai, I thought this guy was already about over 10 fights, amateur fights, and overweight. Also, then we went toy to toy, and first thing I broke my nose, and then I come home. My dad, where this come from? I said I fought, and that took me out of the gym for 6 months because I made my uncle sign the paper there, and then after 6 months, I said to him like, I can't be good at anything. I want to do this, and then it let me get back to the gym, and the punishment for me was be the first one in the gym and last one to leave the gym. I had to clean the gym every day as a punishment because I lied to my coach as well, and be there training. I couldn't miss training. And then my first MMA fights came. I fought this guy who was a black belt in Taekwondo. Um, I stopped the guy in the second round, and I was like, okay, this is what I want. This is what I want to do. And my first MMA fight was the small gloves.
Oh, it was the
for,
four.
for
Yeah, for
4
your
ounces
first
gloves for
fight.
my first fight, and I had gear and shin pads on, and I was buzzing. I think it was the best time ever I could have in there. So
So then, obviously, straight after that, once you get that winning feeling, you want to continue. So then you continued on, had a couple more amateur fights. So, like, just describe to me what your amateur career was like for you.
yeah, it's like my amateur career was great. It was great, and I tell you, it was one of the most moments ever, amazing moments ever for me because I was learning, I was meeting people. You know, people was coming telling me stories about MMA, about like how they started, and like like in my country, I got only 3 amateur fights, and then I came here. I think I got 2 fights, 2 amateur fights, and then I fought this guy from Iceland. I stopped him in the second round, and then they offered me James Gallagher, and then everybody was just telling me, "Oh, don't fight this boy. He's a dangerous. He's a this. He's a that." And I was like, "Okay, I won't fight him." And then I fought James. I literally put James in the hospital because I literally just drove the truck over him. And he submitted me in some position that was not legal in an MMA, like special amateur, like MMA. And then I tapped, and then my coach was like, "Oh, this is not legal. This is not for amateur." Like, and but was James Gallagher, you know. People couldn't say no. And then when I heard it's like, "Oh, he's in the hospital. You've broken this. You've broken that." I was like, "Wow!" And then I called him out again. It's like, "Let's do it again. Let's clean up." And was calling him for so long, and never answer. And then I turned pro.
You know, I actually seen that fight. That fight, like, I was watching it, and then I was thinking at the time, I was like, Jeanderson's at this weight. This is now, and James is at this. Like, how did that fight ever happen?
Yeah,
But yeah, I watched it. It was actually a really good fight. I like that he just caught you in the turn round,
yeah, he's got me in the last round. Yeah,
and that was it. But so when you turned pro, your first fight was in Brazil, wasn't it, as
yeah,
pro?
yeah. As a pro, yeah.
So how did that feel to go back to Brazil and make your debut like that?
I was like, again, I was scared because I thought the guy was a Brazilian champion and jiu-jitsu, a black belt, a big fella, and I didn't think twice. I took it, and the guy just quit and gave it up. Gave it up the like second round. He just stopped standing. I just kept controlling him in the cage. He just stopped and said no more. And I was like, wow. Like from there, I could see that like his two man, two different skills, and the best man win in the time, you know. So it's like I took as a freedom, you know. I took as a freedom, like when I decide to step in the cage most of my times, and like even the people, my friends, close friends, telling me, say, man, you're a completely different person when inside that thing. Like I never see somebody like that. You're so cold. You're so excited to watch. You seem so happy. You seem so, and then afterwards you're being so friendly. So it's like it's a 15 minutes, 15 minutes of freedom for me, you know, because I think everything that's inside my heart, I live in there. So
Yeah, like that. It's like you're two different people because I've talked to you personally outside.
yeah,
I didn't see you in the cage, and then it's like I said, you want to go in and win. But one thing that struck me before is you want to go and you want to hurt people to a point that you win, but you don't want to do serious damage to you because on a
exactly,
human
yeah.
level, you're quite kind as well. So do you want to talk through like your thought process behind that? Because you see a lot of fighters say, "I want to do this, I want to do that," and I know a lot of it's talk, but you want to go in and you want everyone to go home safe, basically.
Exactly, exactly. It's like look, it's a way it's a brutal sport, you know. Some like people out there still looking like it's a dangerous sport, it's a crazy sport. This I don't want my kids to do that. But in the end of the day, we get paid to do that. We live through that. And for me, every single fight, like when I'm in backstage, I put my knees on the ground. You know, I ask God to protect me and protect my opponent as well, and protect everybody who's there. Everybody coming there safe and go home safe. That's how I do. You know, I I fought loads of Muay Thai fights, and then I've been hurt people a lot. And then after people go celebrate, oh, we're gonna celebrate and this and that. I can't do that because I know somebody was there inside me with me in there is not well, you know. And then, like the same as in MMA, like oh the guy's not okay. I can't go and say like oh yeah, I just see what I did. Now I'm not feeling proud of that, you know. If yeah, I'm feeling like in certain way like wow, like it was great fight, it was great finish, but I'm not feeling happy because the guy's not well, and only God knows what's gonna happen with him. Because I think forward though. I think in the next 5, 10 years, you know, how my brain's gonna react towards that. How I gonna feel like when I get those hits like that. You know, I don't wish like I'm gonna kill this guy. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, when I'm here training, it's my teammates. It's like, yeah, I'm ready. He's gonna fall. He's gonna fall. But the excitement when the trainer hit it up, because we training here, we training like dogs, you know. We training like to help each other. We go forward, and people don't like thinking like, oh, yeah, the guy's there, jiu-jitsu gym. No, man. Like completely wrong, you know. I have a good grappler here, good strikers, and pass that door, man. You're inside the crazy box, you know. So after, as I said to you earlier, I passed that door just already thinking like to go home. You know, it's the same like when I go fight. I think get into the cage, get in safe, and get out safe, and send my opponent. You know, so that's what we do.
Yeah, no, because obviously we seen a bit of footage here. Everyone's rolling. It was actually great to come in. We caught a bit of footage as well. So you're talking there. We spoke previously as well. You, because obviously you were saying you want people to go home safe. You actually check you get brain scans quite regularly as well
Yeah,
because
yeah.
of the nature of business. And so you're really conscientious of your health going forward. Obviously with the headshots, is that something you're still doing at the minute? Like constantly getting the head scans every couple of months just to make sure everything's okay?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. It is quite a deal, you know, for like special, like for like our division now at the moment. We don't get like serious pay. We don't have good money to afford things like that. You know, like fighters there still have a job, they still full time working like me, like you know. And but the most important thing is, look, it's all about moments. You know, like we enjoy the moments right now, but it's gonna get some stage where we're gonna stop. We're gonna end it up our career, and then like I don't wanna die alone, man. I don't wanna thinking like, oh my God, like I'm gonna forget about my family, my friends, who I was, or go to bed and have serious headaches and injury here, injury there. I don't think like that. I want to go check and everything. Yeah, every time I go there, I check my brain and checks everything's okay. I scared. Like I go in there scared. It's the moment like I'm being shaken to the time my doctor calling me like everything's okay. You know, it's like for me, it's the most important thing. So
Yeah, no, 100%. But then, like with what you just said, and I understand what you said, some people might ask you, well, why don't you stop?
it's impossible. It's impossible because, as I said, like I got some stage now in my career, like everybody training hard, everybody wants to be in UFC, everybody wants to be there, want to be here, want to make loads of money. Um, I see in this as a enjoyable moment of my life right now. You know, every time I think to stop, it's just my brain talking about it. But the feelings come from my heart, you know. And I was talking to my missus the other day and said to her like, "Oh, I'm gonna do one more." One more? I was like, "Yeah, one more," you know. And then that's not one more. I was like, "Nah, that's not one more." Anyway, you
10 more,
know.
maybe.
So, like I can't. Like I tell you, I tried. I tried. Things happening with me years back. I tried to stop, and basically here I am. Like you know, MMA brought me here. Martial arts brought me here, and today I can tell you that I'm the most strongest person could ever come across, because like I tried to stop. I tried to quit, and MMA didn't let me do that. My coach didn't let me do that. My family tried to support me to stop, but couldn't, you know.
Yeah, you said something happened years ago. Would you like to expand on what happened years ago and what made you want to
Yeah,
kind of give up
absolutely,
at the time?
absolutely. So 11 years ago, I lost my little brother. Um, was the was the most excited person, kid like you could come like across. You know, he used to play capoeira so well. He was actually better than me, better than my whole family. My dad was couldn't see him playing or singing. Like my dad sometimes was crying to see him playing and singing, you know. And I was so excited to come to see him every Friday playing, teaching adults how the sport was better. And then I was coming back home from a holiday, a little holiday. I went to my friends. Come back home. It was the last time I saw him. He came to me and said, "You know, today's Sunday." I was like, "Yeah." And then tomorrow is Monday. You have training to go. Like, you have training to get done. It's like, "Yeah, I know." Anyway, it's like 6 o'clock in the morning. I was like, "Yeah, I know." Anyway, he used to be my little coach, you know. And then I was like, "What are you gonna do now?" He's like, "I'll go play to the next door." I was like, "Great." And then he's like, "Oh, your training gear is all ready for tomorrow." It was already there, you know, in my room, ready to go. And then I was like, "Okay, be safe." And remember, I had to be at home early because I have school. He's like, "Yeah, I know." So then I went to bed, and then he's coming back, and then he wished me good night. I said, "You too, have a good night." And when I just woke up, he ran to my room and said, John, wake up." I was like, "What's going on?" He's like, "What's that noise come from?" And was shotgun fire, and I said to him it was firework, you know. And then I said, "Look, go to bed. It's a firework. Maybe some football team won the game. Just go to bed, turn off your lights, and go to sleep, and then everything will be okay." Um, Sometimes, not now, but sometimes I used to blame me for that, because if I said to him, "Just stay here with me," and he would be here, you know. Um, he got back to his room when he's turning off the light, and the cop was outside, and it just shoot through the windows and catch him in the face, and the bullets just come through the face and get out in the back of his head, and that's it. Then my dad just get up and ran to my room and say, "John, get up, they kill your brother." For me, it was like, wow, I have other brothers a year younger than me. And then I said, like, "Luan," he's like, "No, Joel, it's my little brother." And it's like, "It's impossible, he's in the room." Dad, like, "Come and see." And when I saw he was on the floor, you know, and then now what I could do was just carry him and bring him outside. With my dad, he's tried to survive and breathing so heavy, and then we went to the cops and said, "Please just try to save my brother," you know. And he just put the gun on my dad's face and said, "If you don't step back, I will do the same what I did to your son." And then a neighbor was right beside us and said, like, come on, put him in the car." And then we drove to the hospital. My brother was alive, basically alive. Uh, then we got there at the hospital. How the family came in, I was covered blood, and then I was looking at myself. I couldn't believe it, because like, it was my little brother's blood on me. And then we went to the police station to report them, and then they came to the police station and said that wasn't them. And then whole the investigation started, and they just tried to say to them that, like, my brother tried to go after them. Like, my brother was only 10 years old, man. My brother was in the school every day. My dad is doing community job and there to taking kids out of the street. You know, I was helping my dad. I had my full-time job. I had my training. Never had problem with the justice. And then all my family were well known on the street, all over the place. So then the whole investigation was coming out, and the bullet they took it off my brother's head was from the cop. And then They still free there, you know. They still work as a cop. They still go up and down, enjoy them lives, and the justice from the man's never come, you know. And like, what one's already done is the God one's already made it, you know. Like I can't tell you now. Now I can talk. I can tell people, explain people how it works, how it was, because I prepared myself for so long, you know. I was hiding the whole situation because I was afraid to talk about what people are gonna think. I was afraid to talk because I could get down depression. Was afraid to talk because I didn't want to remember better. And as I said, like the sport helped me. Sport put me out of there. When that happened, I was 2 years there back home and training. For first 2 months, I tried to forget about everything. I was drinking every day. I was fighting the street all the time, going to football stadium to try to look for fights and stuff, to try to end it up in myself with some stage to kill the pain, but thanks God nothing happened. And then my coach said, it's enough, you know. That's what you gotta do, that's what you have to do, that's what you're good at. That's what your brother did for you. Your brother every time come to the gym to us here training to see you progress and to see you do what you do best. So why should you stop? And then I said to him, I don't have the love anymore. I don't have the passion anymore. Who's gonna tell me that I have training 6 o'clock in the morning? Who's gonna tell me that I gotta go to the gym? So it's gone. And then the next day I went to work, and then I was thinking, and then the guy I was working with said to me, bro, stick with something that you're good at, what skill depend, you know. And was my training, was my fighting. Then after that day work, I come home, I prepare my bag. It's tough, man. It was hard because I was preparing my bag, I was thinking about my brother. Then I got in the gym, my coach had a big smile on his face and gave me a big hug and said, this is your place. This is where you belong. Then I was training, it was the best day ever. I was there training and I couldn't see, I couldn't feel what I was doing good. Feeling like my brother was happy in that moment, see me do what I was doing. And then I got back fight again, and then after 2 years, my family was okay, my dad was okay, but not okay. They got back on their feet again. And then I said to my dad, I couldn't handle it anymore, I couldn't stand in there anymore, I need to find somewhere to go. And my dad said, like, where you go? I was like, I'll go, I don't know, go somewhere that I kind of be okay for a while. And like, man, I don't know, it's everything happened for a reason. And then one day I went to get my brother's tattoo done, and then I met this guy come to me and start talking with me and asking me what I was doing, and I said about my brother, and then I said about MMA. He said, like, oh, have you ever heard about Ireland? I was like, no, I don't even have a clue where it is. He's like, oh, I live in there for 15 years in small country, MMA is getting really good in there. I know a gym there, I kind of bring you should do, you should come. And I start saving money. I couldn't speak English in that time, I couldn't understand English. But the only thing I have in my bag was the fight game. And then after a while, I said to my dad, I'm ready to go. My dad said, to where? I said, like, I'm leaving. When? I said, tomorrow. And then I left home, and I miss my dad, I miss my mom, but I don't miss home. I don't miss come back and say, like, hey, I'm here to live again. Because I had too much thing there, like, I left too much thing there. Left my brother's memory there, you know. And like if you ask me where I feel at home, inside the cage, man. That's it. So that's my home is.
First of all, I'm really sorry about your brother. Like I said, at any stage you want to stop, we stop. Um, that's actually, I didn't realize the story was like that. And it just shows that people talk about the justice system here, but when something like that happens and you've never got justice for your brother, that's kind of horrendous. That's a horrible story. I am deeply sorry for what has happened to you. Um, so obviously you don't want to go back there because of is that would that be something that would happen there much?
Yes, because since the memories I have, it's like my childhood, like my brother. I would see my brothers growing, and it's like I'm way stepping forward of everything. I decide to I decide to working forward, no backwards. Um, like I love my country. I love my home. Home is always home. That's what they say. But it's like to me to live and do what I'm doing, it's fighting. I home would give me the opportunity. Like since I came to Ireland, I haven't been fighting since I came here. I haven't stopped. And like all the time, my managers call me and say like we have to fight this, we have to fight that, and it's like wow. Like back home, like we have 100 fighters there for one opportunity. The cheapest one take it. If you say I give you 1,000, another one say I take 50. They go for who's taking like the small, what I mean, small pay. And it's like, don't get me wrong, it's like if you have a dream, you have a dream. But like as I said, like again, I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing this for the passion I have, for the freedom I feel like when I'm doing. So it's like I don't know how I can explain. Like I have no problem to go back home. I have no problem with police. I have no problem with justice. I have no problem with anybody whatsoever. Yeah, but I feeling safe here. Feeling safe where I go. I feeling safe like anywhere you put me. But I'm not feeling safe if I go home right now and say to you like, oh yeah, I'm safe. No, I'm not safe because my brother was killed inside his only house, like his home. So
As a 10-year-old child as well, so
yeah,
which is like I said horrible, and I am so sorry. When you first moved here, then you had no English. How hard was it for you to adapt, and especially carrying that with you? Did you have many people that helped you when you got here?
literally I just have one guy, a Brazilian guy, who actually, as I said, was here 15 years, and his English wasn't great. But when I saw him speaking for the first time, I was like, wow, I want to speak like this guy, and was hard. Was like literally was hard for me because what I was doing was just keep myself locked up in the room. I didn't want to go anywhere, and sorry. And then after first month, I called my mom and my dad and said like I want to go home. And then my dad just look, take this as a fight. Do you want to stay there? I was like, yeah. Do you want to fight? I said, yeah. Fight then. Take this as a fight. Learn one thing every day and you will be fine. And then I put my head down and say, let's go. And especially here, like the accent is completely different. So I was like, okay, come on, let's go. We can do it. We're gonna do it. And like every day, I learn something different. I still learn, and then I know I'm gonna keep learning till whatever time's coming.
Yeah,
So
no. And your English is quite good. How long have you been here actually?
8 years.
8 years, and
Yeah.
you're settled here. You like living here.
Yeah. I like to live here. To be honest with you, as I said, I went to China and a couple of different places, and every time it's like I want to go home, and people like, oh, Brazil. I say no, Ireland, and I call it here like home now for me. So, like as I said, I building a life here, I building like friendships here, like good people around me, and So that's what I did, you know. Like as I said, like a home where it's feeling safe, you're feeling good with yourself. So that's where I am at.
Well, I'm glad you like it here. I'm glad you feel safe here, and we are all glad to have you here, especially on a human level and on a fighter's level. Um, you spoke briefly about China there. You've done something that a lot of fighters probably won't do in their lifetime. You fought in front in a stadium of 45,000 people.
Yes, yeah.
Explain that to me and explain how that felt. Like
Oh,
that's crazy.
oh man, it was was insane. As I literally was insane because like I never fought on stage and like the way it was, and it was like when we just come in, I saw like too many chairs in my life. Like it was just look. I was like, whoa, this is the venue. This is like yeah, and then it's like I won't be full anyway. But what was wrong, you know? And then we come like a fight week, that routine, and go here, do interview, go there, talk about this, and go here, and then taking pictures and done, and then made the weights, and then Saturday was the fight day, and when they're coming back to the stage, and then I was just walking in, I was like, oh my god, like what a death! Like I mean, 45,000 people there, and like the only people by your sides is your corner man, you know, and the rest is like everybody goes against you, you know. Um, like when I was walking through the ring, it was like actually it was ring, wasn't cage. Um, I just felt like they shouting like "Shayo, Shayo, Shayo." It's like let's go, but in Chinese. Like, and then the only thing I could just hear is like "Shayo, Shayo," and in my ears, and my corner was like, nothing there, man, nothing there. It's our use, it's your night. And like when they called my name, like the stadium was quiet. But when they called the guy I thought was Poon Chai Shin, like, oh, the noise that they made it, I was like, Jesus Christ. Okay, let's go, man. It's 40s, you know what I mean? Like, that's how we're gonna do. We're gonna fight like a 45,000.1 man here. We got this in the pocket. The fight was pretty good. First round, it was just let myself go and just dominate. And second round, they're coming back. But my third round was completely tired and I didn't know what to do. And then the guy got big and kept coming forward. But thanks God, we got the job done. And was when it was over, I came out stage and I went to the back room, the change room, and just sit down in the chair. I was like, this is over. You know, this is over. We're done. And my shoulder was completely relaxed because it was over pressure. I was fighting like a hometown boy, 45,000 people there, loads of shine TVs, and like it was big promotion. I was like, wow. And like it was word against China, like loads of different fighters. And like man, it was amazing because it was my first fight in there. I literally felt like a little bit intimidated from the whole staging.
As you would.
Yeah. And then the second time I come back in there, was like, nah, I'm alright. You know. So it was great, and it's like it's a big experience. It's a big experience to like fighting there, fighting China, how the culture, the food, and the like the way they treat you. Like it's completely different. It's nothing compared. Like you know, out of here. Like I literally I left on that Sunday, come over here. It was Saturday. I was like, you know, I was like, well, Sunday, like, you
You went
know,
back
and
in
then here it
time.
was Saturday. I'm back on time, and it's like, look, it was great. It was great for me, and like I still like sometimes I just been thinking, and I kept back in there and thinking about China, and then thinking like, would I get back and fight there again? Yes, absolutely, I would. You know, but It's just like the way they roll, like MMA over there. It's like every weekend is like two, three different shows. You know, like I fought in Beijing. It was three shows in one night in Beijing only. So it's like you can't be busy there. Like Israel designing, I was watching some interview. He was fighting there every month. So it's what it is over there. You know?
Yeah, no, they love their fighting them in Japan because there's some super kickboxing fight that they're trying to make now in Japan, and they reckon it's going to break all records. Obviously, you won't really hear about it here because they want to
Exactly.
push the UFC,
Yeah.
push all the Western stuff. But we talked before, and you'd said like for that fight, I don't know if you're going to be comfortable. You didn't get that much money for that fight, did you?
No, no. Look, fight game in China. It took me a while to understand how they do things over there. They put you in the big show. There's a big atmosphere. The promotion's great. Everything's great, but everything's in China. Okay, so I fought in there. Some of my fights there's not even recognizing my share dogs.
Okay.
Okay, so then you come fighting there. They go straight away for you. This is great for you. Your fight in China is gonna make loads of money. Okay, and then you're thinking like, okay, we're gonna make loads of money. We're gonna fight all the time. So that's great. And like they give you $1,000 USA dollar.
Yeah.
So you did great. We want you again. Here we go. And then you're thinking, mate, I was fighting like for like 20,000 odd people, 45,000 people, and that's what we got. You know, from the whole promotion and stuff, and the quality of everything here. That's how we got. Wow, that's what you got. You can't say no, but like as I said, you know, it's your decision. If you say yes, yes. If you say no, they're gonna look for somebody else.
Yeah, but like I know obviously the money would have been nicer if it was better, but that experience, like I said, no, a lot of fighters in Ireland won't experience that, except the likes of Connors, the Ian Gary, stuff like that. So that'll always be a memory that you'll always have, like that will you'll never forget. Like 45,000 people, and then when you actually finished the fight, did it go silent?
Yeah, no, I actually, it's like a whole week. It's different thing, you know. You actually not sleep. They
Yeah.
don't give you time to sleep. You go to bed. Like on the moment we land there, you have this in 1 hour. It's like man, it was like travel a whole way through here. We 1 hour be ready. We pick you up. You have to go to do this. We have to go this to taking this. You have to go. Like when you go to say the time, it's like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning to go to bed, and then oh, we're gonna pick you up at 7 o'clock in the morning. You have to do an interview for this. So and then you just try. We try to sleep, try to cook weight, try to training, but you don't have that time. You don't have that time. Fight weekend day. If you're training once, if you're not training in your room, they bring you to the gym only one time a week, in the fight week, just one time,
Just one time.
just to see the gym, and then they come and start and video you, and then that's it. So, but for me, it's like it's as I said, the culture. It's completely it's crazy. You know, you walk in the street and then people come behind you and taking picture and then looking at you like, oh Jesus, who's this guy? You know, like they can't believe it. Like it's some people just there, and then sorry, you turn around the telly. Only thing you see is everything about China. You see nothing from out of there. Everything's just Chinese, Chinese, Chinese. Food. Then they brought me to some school there, Olympic school, and then I think it was about 200 kids in the room. You know, the translator was there, and then talking, and then one of the kids just put hands up and said something, and then just he wants to touch your hair.
It's a bit weird.
He was, yeah, you know.
Did you let him touch your hair?
I did. I
How would
was
you
like,
say no to a
okay. I was
child?
like, come over. And then he's coming. He's touching my hair. And then when he's touching my hair, he touched my hair and then shouting something in Chinese. And the whole room went crazy. And then everybody wanted to touch my hair. And then that's some experience I would never forget, you know. And and then take a picture here, take a picture there, and they come and then offer you this, and then it's like, oh, if there's anyone come talk with you, don't talk with them, let me talk with them. The fight business over there is huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. It's huge. And then it's too many things, too many things that you learn. Like as I said, like I was in Harbin City, the culture is completely different. I went to Beijing, it's different words. I went to Lodi, it's absolutely crazy because it's like Chinese culture. I went to Shanghai, it's different life, different everything. So it's just the experience thing, and like you get, when you're just there. So it's just, I don't know. I can't explain. I won't forget anything. Every single moment there, food, training, fighting, promotions, and everything, and the people I met out there. It's like we met this guy, was our driver. We actually gave him a good name. Let's call him Jeffrey. Uh, his English wasn't great, and everything what he's doing was using his phone as translator, and then everything's coming wrong. And then we tried to explain to him, and everything was coming wrong. And I said, Jeffrey, calm down. And it's amazing. It's amazing.
It sounds amazing. I think they've got a real fighting culture and a real humble culture there, and obviously you got to experience that. It's like you'll never forget. So you've had a couple more fights. You've had fights in Ireland. You've had fights in England. And fighter pay seems to be an issue as well throughout. But like especially in the regional promotions here, they don't really make the money. So you'd said before that you kind of need money to be a fighter, and you need sponsors. How much do fighters need sponsors here?
Yes, because you see, like we get a fight. Let's say you have 2 months to get ready for one fight, and then you see this 2 months you have a cost. It's like petrol in your car, your food, your training, everything. You need that thing. Like you can't say like, oh look, I'm gonna get paid from this fight. Won't even get in there. What you're gonna spend for whole your fight camp? You know, like thanks God, my manager and my coach here and my whole team, like they are behind me. Like they are supporting me. Like especially my coach to send me abroad for training. My coach go looking for sponsors and put this together. Look, John, don't worry, we're gonna get done. And they send me over, and like we literally get done everything. And but like you can't make plans, but say like, oh, I'm gonna get paid. Like when they say UFC fighters get like, oh, I don't get paid enough. Like as a athlete, I understand, and especially them as like a division above me, and they as like a very high level,
Yeah.
athlete that like they go in one way, like they can spend like 3 times or 4 times more than I do, but like promotions just say no, we don't make enough, no, we don't do this. But look, it's one thing I have in my head is it's no promotion who's making the show, it's the fighter who does make the show. Like people come out of here, pay tickets, no, they're coming there to see the promotion. And like, oh yeah, this promotion is great, they offer this. No, I come out here to see this fight. I come here to see this fight. It's the fighters who's come to put on the show. Without fighters, there's no show.
Yeah.
So, like, it's hard. It's hard. But as I said, everybody have a dream. Everybody doing this for reasons, and so we still doing, and we keep doing, and we're gonna keep doing.
Yeah. I know you're gonna keep doing because you said before you don't want to earn loads of money. You want to just cover your costs, have a little bit extra because you said to me that you're at your happiest like that when you're in the cage. So that's what you love to do. That's why you said to me, oh, you might have one more. But it's going to be more than one more.
Exactly.
You love the sport.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
going like you've had a lot of fights. To me, you're probably the most exciting fighter in the country. You fought in different places. None of your MMA fights have gone to a finish, and would I be right in saying only one Muay Thai, or sorry, all of them have gone to finish except for one Muay Thai fight against the number one ranked guy in Ireland? Would I be correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was against Alex, Alex Akmov, and was literally one of the most amazing Muay Thai fights I had because, like, we fought twice. I fought him in K1 from the very first time in my life. One K1 fight went for 5 rounds, and then they tried to put one extra round, and then I said, okay, lads, I'm done. I'm gonna fight next weekend. So I did 2 fights in 1 week. I fought on Ireland on Sunday, got into the plane on Monday, got in China Tuesday, and fought on Saturday in China.
Jesus Christ.
So, and then I said, it's like, look, we got to do it again. And then he's like, no, man, you literally bet me. You have a good, like I fought him. It was hard to make weight. I think I fought him with 67 kilos. It was hard to make weight. I made weight. And then I said, look, Alex, just keep the belt. I can't go. I have a fight next weekend. He's like, I understand. And then, but we're going to do it again. Then after years, I got offered to fight him on Muay Thai, full rules. And then my striking coach was like, oh, easy. And then I said, nah, well, let's do it. It won't be easy anyway, because Alex came from like finishes, you know. And then we got in there, was absolutely battle, like it was war. Like, and it was the very first time ever in one Muay Thai fight I got my first cut. I got an elbow in the back of my head, on the side of my head. I got a little cut. I started bleeding. I was like, Jesus, you know. And then I keep going, and he got cut as well. And we keep elbow each other, like all the way through the second round. We came in the last round. I got back to the corner and said to my coach, I was like, man, I can't feel my legs. And my coach says, keep clinching and elbow, clinch and elbow. I said, but the thing is, he's still strong. He said, keep coming. He says, you know what, Jen, just try to finish the last round. Anyway, let's see how it goes. And then we coming back, but as I said, he's a smart fighter, a strong fighter. And then he just keep kicking, keep score. Every time he's coming a combination, I try to elbow, and he's kicking and he score. It's like in Muay Thai, more you kick, more you score. So, and then he keep scoring, and I just keep going, and I start showing that I was tired. I wasn't able to carry on the fight. And then fight's over, and then I come and says like, if they said we're gonna do one more round, I swear to God, I take the gloves off and run out of here. And then he's got the rain, they got the win, and then after that we became like, actually we both of us went to the doctor. And then he was there against Stitch. I was there against Stitch as well. And then we both of us was laughing, talking the moment the fight. And then he's like, man, you're tough, you're hard. I was like, dude, look what you did with me. Nobody like actually cut me the way you did, you know. And then he's like, man, you're catching me on this. I was like, oh, don't go there again. It's like, yeah, you're catching me on this. I was like, don't go there again too. And then it's like, I think you should do it again. He's like, well, yeah, I think we should, you know. And then I come back to MMA scenario again, and then I did one more Muay Thai fight. I fought against Gergo. I knocked Gergo out on the second round. It's spinning elbows, and then I said like, now back to MMA, and then that's it. But look, I know been smart, but I've been sleeping thinking about Muay Thai fights, and I really do something. You know, I want to do some Muay Thai fight. Like, I don't know when, but like MMA now is going pretty good. It's still exciting. But like when you watch like Muay Thai fights, you know, it's like serious thing. Like, you know, MMA, you can see that thing when you see two strikers go after each other, and then one get proper heat and they try to take you down and try to cool down the fight a little bit. Muay Thai, you don't see that. More you get hit, more you come forward for. So we'll work on things.
I'd like to see it in a Muay Thai fight because obviously you can see your love for it through your fighting style. Spinning elbows,
Yeah.
elbows is what I call them. You get, man, some of your highlights are unbelievable. You've got the Tyrone Quinn knockout uh, of the knee at Clan
Yeah.
Wars. There was the fight with Binder where you hit him with a knee and two elbows. And I
Yeah.
thought, to me, I thought the fight was over, but obviously Andrew's a tough dude. He got up.
Yeah.
Um, so I wouldn't mind seeing it in Muay Thai fight. And it seems to be picking up in Ireland. Obviously, there's not really much money in Muay Thai, but you can see the love for it. So I'd love to actually see a fight. So if something does happen, I hope I'll be there to see it.
Oh Jesus! It's like now I'm not seeing much because like when you're not into Muay Thai thing, you don't see. But I still get messages here and there like oh we have a Muay Thai show. Would you be interested? You know, and then it's like the heart starts going fast, and it's like should I say yes? And then my manager's like, look, we got this behind, like uh, but like man, you see a guy there like a great Coco, like it's it's like an awesome striker, like one of the excited guys you can see in this country here fight Muay Thai. I think that's when I saw him fight for the first time. I was like, wow, man, this guy's literally animal, like and but again, it's just that thing. Like among things he does, he brought Yokal here to Ireland, and he fought one of the best Muay Thai fighters in the world. On my eye, he won that fight. But again, you fight a legend, and the legend who's being managed by the promotion, you call Yokal, and ended up he lost in that fight, and then I couldn't understand. I fought on the same night as well, so it's look, but the good thing is you see, even in the Muay and MMA, I still developing things. I still bringing my Muay Thai style into my fights. My knees, my elbows, and go. If you let me do, and I'm gonna throw all the time. My pad work, everything we started, we finish up with the elbow, we start the elbow. So just keep it that thing going. And like I text one of the promoter here, Irish promoter, and then I said to him, "When are you gonna do Muay Thai again with the MMA gloves?" It's oh, it's one of the most amazing things you could ever see. Muay Thai fight with MMA gloves. It's completely crazy. You see what you see, things you see, serious knockouts, because it's clean knockouts, and I would love to do that.
Yeah, that would be nice. Actually, the Craig that you talked about
He
is it
did,
going to be? It's going to be the
yeah,
MMA gloves, and I think the winner of that gets a contract to one
yeah,
championship.
one
Yeah,
championship,
so
yeah,
that'd be right down your alley.
yeah, yeah.
So maybe the next time.
Yeah, because you see though, as a fighter, you go see Greg, like he's the best in this country on the Muay Thai scenario. Doesn't matter what you say, what you think about what those guys does. I'm see as a fighter, like that guy had too much skills on his back, and his level is one championship level. Is those guys out of there compared to him? He's at the same level, and he fought Muay Thai with MMA gloves, and he got some of this French guy. He dropped the French guy easy, you know. So, look, it's a dream. It's like you're being teasing, and I know what's gonna happen. I know what we do. I know. I can't be now, can't be tomorrow. But I know what I'm gonna do because it's something that like when I put in my brain, like and my coach coming behind me and helping me getting there, I know it's gonna happen. You know. So, yeah, you're gonna get there.
I want to see it happen. Speaking of dreams, we spoke previously. Cage Warriors. You realize that dream. Unfortunately, the result didn't go against you. But how did it feel to get that call to go and fight at Cage Warriors? Because we talked before previously, like behind the scenes or whatever, and you said like that was one of your goals. Like, so how did it feel to get that goal at Cage Warriors in London, in Manchester?
So, yeah. Um, when when I got the phone call, I was in Italy training. I was in Italy, and then my coach called me and say, "John," I said, "Yeah." This game, you know how it works. I said, "Yeah." You got phone call, need to be waiting. I said, "Yeah." It like Cage Warriors 1 year. I was like, "Are you being joking?" Because we did try Cage Warriors before, and we were like one step in, but they just like look at the moment we're pretty busy in America, and when we coming back to England, we get back to you and blah 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 blah. But then came that day, like we completely forgot about it. We keep do our thing, and then they come back to my coach and say, "John's ready. Um, we have this guy here for him." It was some wrestler, American wrestler who was training the new generation, next generation, sorry, with Patty.
Yeah.
Training with him, helping him in the wrestling side for the previous fight, not his last fight, the previous fight. And then we watched the guy's American wrestler, top level wrestler. We said yes because we see this striking game and lose the gap. Even him hit the pads. The guy was supposed to be his first pro fight. So we said yes, and then at the other side, it was felt so sorry because it was getting ready for marching. And then the guy coach came and said no straight away. No, no, no him, no him, no, 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 no. Too experienced for my guy. And then they gave this, like I said, like, look, the guy said no, but we have this guy here who is standing by, and the guy no one wants to play against. And I was like, who's the guy? And they sent me the video. Was the guy from Iceland, and then oh Finland, the Finland guy. And then I was like, okay, the only thing this guy do is strong kick, strong low kicks is the only thing he have. So we can handle it. And then my striking coach was like, oh yeah, you can handle him easy, no worries. So we accepted, we took it. Literally, it was Monday. I got the phone call from my coach, and then I was training with Max, who's Melvin Victorian striking coach as well. And then I said, Coach, look this guy. I was like, oh, no problem, you're good, no problem, no good. I was like, good. And then I had to come back to Ireland on Wednesday. I came back to Ireland and start to get everything done. Go doctor, go here, doing this, doing that, blah 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 blah. It got done. Then it flew in, and when I saw the guy come in and said, "Man, he's huge." And then my coach like, "John, he's not." I was like, "Look, is that?" Like, oh yeah, he's huge. I was like, "Oh look." Anyway, if I miss that head, I do 10 burpees every time I miss that head. Anyway, so then we got there, went to the gym there. We did some pad work and stuff, and then the guy came in passing by me, and then the guy just dropped head down. And then I was like, "Hey, how's it going, man? Good luck, and thanks for accepting the fight." It's like, "No, thanks to you, because no one wants to dance and blah blah blah." It's like, "Oh, no worries, we do it." So then the fight day, I even said to my teammate, I was like, "Sorry,
Okay.
I'm great. I'm ready for this." Then we got in there, got in the cage. The guy he didn't want to be there. He just was like, "No, come on, let's go. We do it." So, sorry.
Do you need a drink?
No, I'm okay.
Yeah.
So, and then we get in there, touch the gloves. First round, they come back. After the first round, my coach said, "You're doing good. You're very patient. Keep it doing. Now, when you see the moment to take him down." It's like, great. So then I came back and started striking and everything. I was like, now's the moment. I'm going to take him down, keep giving him kicks and stuff. Then I got the hands, you know. I got the hands, and as I said, the sport is amazing because when you're here, you can end up here.
Yeah.
In your fight, you know. So Then I got the hands, and he just got me. And then the referee stopped the fight, and then everything. I was like, "Why did you stop the fight? I was there." He's like, "No, no, you weren't there. Like when he hit the floor, weren't there." I was like, "I weren't there. Like I hit the floor, let the guy come in, finish the job, because I might couldn't get back to pull him in the guard or something. I don't know, but anyway." So fight's over, and then went to the hospital, checked everything's okay, came back to the hotel, got shower, went downstairs. Then the manager, the promoter, come and said the boss is absolutely delighted what he see. He wants you again. I was like, I can be ready. Doesn't matter when, I can be ready. Belfast card, whatever. He's like, yeah, Belfast card would be good to have you. You excited to watch. You dominated the fight. Whole fight was you everywhere. And he's is actually hard guy to take it. He's always working forward. He's always you making him working back a whole fight. But that lucky punch got you. I was like, oh, don't worry, we'll be back better anyway. He's like, better than that? Well, let's see. Anyway, so then coach looking at me and said, here we go. This is where you belong. This is the level you are. So I didn't got tired. I was great. It was fresh. Like I come second round, it was fresh because I learned so much from my last fight against Andreas. Just got tired, just got too excited. They were overdue, and then this fight was look, it's nothing to regret about it. I tell you, I got short notice and everything, but we still have one fight with Cage Warriors, and we have one fight coming up now in October. Um, then we're gonna get this job done. I'm gonna get in there in completely different stage of myself because that's what I'm working now. Like came to the gym today, I saw full house and everybody happy to see me back and training, and I was like, hey, how can I stop and doing this, you know? So we get this job done, and by the end of the year, so we get back in there again to that cage, and I guarantee we're gonna do better for sure.
No, 100%. I know, like I said, I love watching you fight. Your next fight is actually going to be in Cyprus, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
good how MMA has and Muay Thai and all this has brought you to different places like that. You probably never. Have you been to Cyprus?
I've never been there.
Well,
I
you're going to
actually
find out
never
what it's
been
like.
there. You know what I mean? And then I'm gonna be there to do what I like to do, what I love to do. Um, so we were talking because we got I got a message from Clone Wars, and then I got back to my manager. Said Clone Wars texted me. He's like, no, 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 I have this for you. So, and in October the time is great. You're on a holiday now. After for so long, you took a little bit holiday. Now I got back to work for October. I'm gonna be well prepared because it's very short. Clone Wars will show on September. So then we get in October. We get ready. Just go there, get the job done. Then we get back to the place again. So I hope not too cold October over there. You know what I mean? But look, um, it's what it is. What it is. I did got like excited when my mother said like you're gonna be ready for this time, and I was like, wow, okay, great. So then coming here today and see everybody training, and everybody have competitions coming out, and everybody training hard as you see here. Like
Yeah.
those guys, they don't play. Like
No, they don't play.
if you miss it here, they're gonna take your legs, your arm, your neck, or something. They're gonna bring it home. So with them, I try to just go, go, go. And in the end, we all laugh with each other and mess, and it's like it's amazing though. You pass that door and see them out, like they just come and shake my hands, give me a hug, and it's like, oh man, oh, we actually miss you so much, and like good to see you, like you're coming back, and then here, like people can say whatever they want to say about us, but they're never gonna be like us, you know. Like here, this is a team. We call Team Beyond, but like we have more close than team, you know. We call each other brothers here, call brothers, like John or whatever. It's a brother, you know. Brother, how's it going? And then calling me during the week to see how I am and check on me, and I check on them. And you can say whatever about us, but you're never gonna be like us, you know. We're different. That's all we are. I train in so loads of different places. I and my coach made me progress and then so much different things, not just inside the gym, outside the gym as well. You know, my teammates here ask me for help of everything. I ask them for help of anything. Nobody say no. Everybody say yes. You know, that's just the people I want to be around. You know, like doors always open. People comes and goes, but the true ones always stay with us. You know, so that's why today was different thing. You know, there's different feelings when they pass that though. So
Yeah, I could see it when I came in, and everyone with everyone, and then with you because you're back, and
yeah,
it looked like a family unit. And then I got to see a couple of guys roll, yourself roll. So, no, I'm glad you're back in training. I'm glad you've got the fight booked. Once I'm gonna go through towards the end now. So towards like once your career, obviously you still have more to your career, but once your career is said and done, what is a word or a phrase you'd like to be remembered by? What would you want when people think of you? What would you think like a word to be associated with you? Where it doesn't have to be about fighting; it can be on a human level as well.
man. To be honest, I think it's the way the people already say or think about it. You know, he's excited to watch. You know, I want people to remember that. Man, that guy was so crazy. That guy is excited to watch. Technical and crazy things he used to do in his fight, and he's gotten people. But outside fight is it's about who I am for them. You know, those guys they all know where I come from. You know, like teammates mine here go travel fighting, and they taking the money from their money pockets, go pay for competitions and go there, go on holiday, but still going places and training, you know, and like I'm doing the same, like I'm a professional fighters, and then they do exactly the same, and few of them go away, they text me and say, John, like I'll go into this place. Oh man, it's crazy, you know. So it's for me it's very excited because like they even if they in there have a good time, they still remember, like they still excited to telling me how it was because every time I go away training with different people, a different gym, I come back here, they ask how was this, you know, and it's like that's what I wanted to remember about me when this is over, you know, like now that guy is excited, that guy is there, you know, the guy that helped me, like every single one here, even those girls that have a competition, and I train out to them exactly the way I train out to the boys. I don't give them easy time because they take my foot off, you know, and then after training, I sit down to them, tell them like what to do on the fight. They listen, like, you know, they're okay, yeah, you know, great, yes, they, like we all help each other, and but it's it's like they know like, outside this gym here, I'm them, like I'm the friend guy here. I'm the Jan outside the fight game, you know, for them, and they like that. Like you know, they call me, oh, we're gonna do this. How many times I have even called my teammates here, like Aaron, and say, bro, I go to the concert this. Do you wanna come? You know, we have the laugh and we tried making plans and then this and then that. Oh yeah, bro, come and do this. It's what it is, like you know.
Yeah, no. Some people seem to forget that, especially when you're fighters. Like obviously with what you've been through, you're still a human at the end of the day. You wake up in the morning like everyone else. You go do things like everyone else, and it's actually really good to see that side. Talking to you here today, and I've seen it with other fighters, but like you said, what I seen here looked so close. So I was glad I got to see it today. It was an absolute my pleasure. I'm gonna give you one more question. It's gonna be three parts, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
It's gonna be three fights, okay? A fight, your favorite knockout, your favorite fight, whether it was a back and forth, and then a fight you learned from the most.
Okay. Uh, the amazing knockout. Even people talk about the flying knee, but the spinning elbows was one of my favorite one
Is
from
that
the
when you
Muay
had the
Thai.
guy in the corner
Yeah,
and
and
yeah,
spinning. I land the elbows. That one of my favorite one. I still watching that knockout as I was yesterday, and um, my favorite fight. I have a lot of crazy fights, like, but Andreas' fight was one of the most excited fights I could ever had because Andreas is really good fighter, you know. Part of being young and being beating people here and there and doing so well. Um, I had coaches out of there say John's crazy why he took that fight, you know, because they thought like Andreas could just take me down, hand me on the ground and do what he wants to do, do what he normally do with people. And then I I was still watching that fight, and then yeah, one of the amazing fights I had. And then the one the most I learned in that was that fight too, because as I said, you know, said to my coach here, said to my teammates, he can't take me down, but we'll get back up, and he's gonna actually taste everything what I have in my bag because he's going through the hardest time ever in his life in this fight. I was saying this a whole week. My striking coach and telling me and say, John, he likes to do this. I say, yeah, but I have this. John, he likes to do, yeah, but I have this. Everything we were just putting together. Everything was working. Everything was just on time. Then my coach, my head coach was telling me, John, he likes to do this. If he's doing this, you're doing this. You know, we have a great grapplers here. You know, we have a great purple belt, a great blue belt. My coach, amazing black belt, still rolling with you, give you 10 minutes of hell. You know, and then they was just looking at me and say, "We got this." But the only part I messed it up with that fight was the excited man. When I got too excited, I put everything on the table because first round I gave him a good time. Second round I tried to end it up the party. I got tired, but his brain was fresh. He said to me, "I never got those hits in my whole life." And then we come the second round. My teammate said to me, "Aaron, back to the basic." Then my striking coach said exactly the same. And then my head coach looking at me and say, "Where we have to go back to?" I was like, "What?" He's like, "Back to the basic. Let's go. Come on. Try to finish the last round standing because you're tired." I get off the chair, like my legs was bubbling. I was literally all over the place. I felt like I had like loads of drink. Uh, I wasn't heat. I wasn't hot. Whole fight was great. It was clean. I had no mark on my face. I have no like. I tell you one thing. I even said to them, like after the fight, the only thing is sore on me is my knees, my elbows, and my shins because it was just literally put everything there. And I got tired because I still remember everything. And then when we come to the fight, I started just take the cage, take it off the cage, just controlling the cage. When he started spinning to my right hand side, I was like, okay, if I swing, I know he's gonna just change the level and gonna try to take me down. But let's see if this is work. Because I was thinking about the first round, or the second round, the spin elbows was working. Because I caught him like twice in the spin elbow. And then like he keep coming, he keep coming, he keep coming. And then I close the distance, he's just back to my left. When he's come back to my left, I spin. And when I spin, it's what he did. He just changed the level. I just spin and just miss it. and stuck me down. And like I didn't know where in the earth. Like I tried to breathe from every single place on my body. I couldn't get one piece of oxygen in my body. And then he just stopped and came to the top and then gave me the ground pound. The referee stopped in the fight. And then I looked at him and said, yeah, boy, he's not even celebrating this fight because he couldn't. It was hot. It was very hot. And then he's come out, and then we were there in the change room, seeing the doctors. He's looking at me. He's like, "Oh man, respect your Aaron." I said, "Bro, that's not even a half of what I can show you. We need to do it again." So I learned from there. I learned I need to be more calm because my boxing coach said to me, "When you relax, you are dangerous. When it's like when you just cool, relax, enjoy the process, you're way more dangerous than a killer." And like sparring this guy called Owen Duffin. He's a professional boxer, and like I sparring him in boxing, and his game, he's a sport. He's telling me like, "Man, you catch me in there, man, you catch me, man. When you relax, you're very dangerous." I get lost, and he's very, very, very experienced fight, you know. So if you run in that fight again, won't be mistake, won't be missing thing. We would do different, you know. We would do different. I would say difference in the skills thing because as I showed him and then I said to him, my striking is way above than anybody else here.
Right. So I want to thank you so much for your time, and I want to personally dedicate this show to the memory of your brother. Okay.
Thank you, no bother man.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
No worries. Thank you.
Thank you.